So we need to get into orbit. So we're going to retract the ladder. There we go. And also, I was just thinking, right now we're working on this Terrier engine, and according to this, we still have 38 minutes of ignition, or 38 ignitions still left in it. But with Kerbalism, any ignition can be a failure. So I do have backup engines here, these little ant engines, but I'm just thinking in the staging I should really put them here, because if this failed during ascent, I want to be able to immediately switch on to the ant engine. So there we go. Okay, so here we are. We're going to be doing our ascent here. I want to go to the east. So I got to think about where that is on the Navball. But basically, yeah, I just got to throttle up and go. So let's do this. Okay, we have ignition. That's always good. We're going to pitch over to the east. Oh, it's that way, is it? Here we are. We're going to bring up our landing gear. And basically, put that down here. Just going to pitch over. You can pitch over as quickly as you can when on an airless world. And as long as you don't crash into any of the terrain, you're good. And I'm just watching my apoapsis here. I want to get up to about 12 kilometers. And we're going to cut our engine here. That's looking pretty good. Okay, so we got 8 kilometers here for our apoapsis. 11 and 12. There we go. Okay. And actually, I can. I'm doing so much with KOS, I can do things like, for instance, I want to circularize at apoapsis. I should be able to just type circ at, oh, how about the run keyword? Run circ at apo. And it should create that burn there for me. Do that all for me. That's always nice. And in fact, we can even execute that burn. There we go, getting all ready. Because, you know, we do not have a pilot aboard, so we need to automate as much of this as possible. Still just under 400 or 500 meters per second left in the vehicle, so we should have no trouble getting these folks home. Of course, always knocking on wood with statements like that one. Time warp our way a little closer. And then once these guys are on their way back home, we'll check out Munar 4 and see if we can not shuffle it over to another biome. 20 seconds to the burn. All right. And checking, these folks have also been sending back lots and lots of science. There we go. So we'll be having some science to spend when we get back as well. And there we go. 12.4 by 12.5. Can't complain about that. Close that. Close that. Now, before... There we go. Before we get ourselves back, start sending our way back, I do have, let's see, according to Kerbal, or Kerbalism, I have 5 EVAs left. I was struggling a bit, not struggling a bit, I was struggling a lot with EVAs and losing lots and lots of nitrogen. Kerbalism uses nitrogen to repressurize the capsule. And if we get to a point where we can't repressurize the capsule anymore, then these two are forced to simply live inside their spacesuits, and we don't want to do that. But one thing that was suggested in the comments was, what I should be doing, and it makes perfect sense to do this, is to turn off the pressure control. So while you're doing EVAs, turn off the pressure control so that every time you open up the hatch, because you open up the hatch to go out, you open up the hatch to go back in. When I was on the surface, Bill did that, then Bob did that. So that's 4 times the hatch was opened and closed, and between each of those times it's repressurizing. That might explain why I was losing so much nitrogen. So we're going to turn the pressure control off. And Bob is going to do an EVA because I want to collect some EVA science here. I do have a contract, I'm pretty sure. I look at my all contracts here. Yes, science data from space around the moon. Oops. I noticed one in red there. I didn't like the look of that, but we'll get to that in a second. Transfer and recover some scientific data from the surface. So let's give that a go. So we're going to EVA Bob. Oh, I just noticed Bob does not have an EVA pack. Ooh, there's something to be careful about. It's a good thing he's still hanging on. Where is that EVA pack? There it is. Gotta be careful about this kind of stuff. Bob is there. There he goes. Okay, now he has his pack. Whew. Be careful there, Bob. Okay, we're gonna turn that on. Turn that on, and we're going to do... Oh, shoot. I just realized something else. He also needs the EVA Science Experiment kitty thing. There it is. To do this. So, there we go. Okay, get around. Let's face the sun. Oh, the sun's quickly setting. Let's do this. So, where is it here? Perform EVA Science. I love this little animation. It's great. Zoom. Nice job, Bob. And there we go. 20 science from that. So we'll get Bob back inside. And we'll see how many EVAs we got left. So aboard. And according to this, we now have the sensible 4 EVAs left. So I think that might be the secret here. I did 1 EVA and we went down 1 EVA. That seems sensible. So turning off the pressure control seems to... I'm going to leave it off because I want to do another one of those in high space about the moon. And this data should be collected and being transmitted. It is. So once that's transmitted, that should be this experiment or this contract done. Okay, whoa, we got lots of stuff open here. Let's get our way back to Kerbin. Let's head home. Oops. Just noticing, I think I still have that lander set as a target. Unset target. There we go. Okay, that's a little too much on the Delta V department. Whoop. Let's bring the scale down. Okay, why am I having so much issues with this draggy thing? Should be about 280-ish or so. There we go. Contract complete. 20 science in the research and development. Okay, I want to get this down to about, I would say about 35 kilometers. That should be good. All right, and that burn is coming up in about another 21 seconds, so let's get on over there. Is it bad to leave the pressure control off, says Philippe? I don't think so. It means that they're just wearing their spacesuits. I think they can wear... What it does is it increases the stress of the Kerbals. But stress is something that builds up slowly over time. Why did that time warp stop? Did I... Maybe just hang on a second. I'm confusing myself. Okay, let's warp to that again. Maybe I just did that. Stress builds up slowly over time, so, you know, as long as you don't leave it off for too terribly long. And I'm going to just let him do one more EVA in high space, and then we're going to put it back on again. So let's see. Run X-Man, right? Yep. There we go. So Sometimes talking and doing stuff at the same time messes me up. While this is happening, let's go back to here. I just noticed this in red. Oh, okay, this is a different... Okay, never mind. It's not important. It's not a failed contract. It's just there's another contract involving Jebediah. Nothing to do with this. Look the other way. How come I don't have the blue atmosphere? Yeah, there's something in the Eve settings. I left them on the default. Here, just wait. This is about to go. So I don't have the whole scatterer effects. I think it's this. I'm not sure if I have scatterer installed. So I don't have all the scatterer effects around Kerbin there. So you don't see that kind of blue haze of the atmosphere. But that is a processor intensive thing. And I think for the live streams, I kind of want to maximize having the game run well opposed to looking completely gorgeous. So that's a conscious decision that I made. Okay, where are we at for our 35? Beautiful. Well done. I was going to say well done, Bill, but it wasn't Bill, was it? It was our mission control running their script on them. Okay, so what we're going to do is get ourselves into high orbit here. And then we're going to do one more EVA. And I think it's around 60. I know once I'm around 60, I think I'm in high space. We'll go to 100. No sense. No sense. Or here, 80. We're definitely in high space now. Okay, we're going to do another one of these. So again, pressure control is turned off. We got 4 EVAs, so we'll get Bob out. So you can control EVAs. Again, do that. RCS on. Bob's going to pull out his wing nut of fun. Oh, what's really fun, you know what? I got one more of these to do in high space over Kerbin. What's really fun is to do that with the RCS turned off. Maybe I'll do that for the last one. Conservation of angular momentum can be your enemy as well as your friend. Okay, so we've got 3 EVAs left. So what we're going to do... I don't know, how far are we from leaving... I'm just thinking. No, you know what? They should be fine. Their stress is still at 0%. Let's get out of the moon's SOI. Goodbye, moon. Let's do the one last EVA and then we'll repressurize everything. I'm worried that if I repressurize everything, that I'm going to lose the last of my nitrogen and I won't be able to do... Oh, Munar 5's at a maneuver node. Yeah, we got to do that right now. Sorry, let's jump to ship. Jump to ship. Too much stuff, too much stuff. Turning pressure control off conserves nitrogen. Yes, that seems to be the thing to do. Okay, let's see. So this is... Oh, you're not in the best of orientations for those solar panels. Thankfully, you're still okay. So we are coming up to, let's have this so we can go back. A burn, just to remind people, this is MunRelay 5. MunRelay 5 needs to make a correction to get to the moon. And if I put on my relays and we focus on here, it needs to make a correction to get ourselves to the moon. And our goal here, right now, this is our trajectory. This is what we're fixing. Our goal here is to end up in an identical orbit to this one, this polar orbit, and 120 degrees out of phase with the one that's already there, MunRelay 4. I got 567 meters per second left of delta V, and we're about to do a 79 meter per second burn. I would love to say that I am 100% convinced I've worked this all out exactly, but I'm not convinced of that actually at all. So I'm a little bit nervous on this one, but we'll run our script. This will get ready. Oh, I like that it's all a normal burn anyway. Let's get closer to it. I'm a little worried I didn't give enough fuel for this one. See how it goes. Let's cut that about 20 seconds away from the burn. We'll watch it from here. Because what I need to do is come out here. I need to do a capture, and then I'm going to need to do a pretty good plane change to match the plane of this. And I'm a little bit, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit nervous about it. All right. And all I'm doing is getting my periapsis roughly the same as the periapsis of my target orbit. I think we're done. Yep, burn's complete. Program's ended. Close that. 377.4. This is 377.6. That's close enough. And we'll set up, I think it's fine just the way it's oriented. We'll set up a maneuver for crossing into its sphere of influence, which is only 2 hours and 47 minutes away. And we'll jump back to the Kerbal. See if we can not do that last EVA. Here we are. Okay. So close that. Saying goodbye to the moon. Okay, this should be our alarm. Apollo 1 SOI change. I think we're still probably a minute away. We are. Okay, so we are now space high above Kerbin. Let's do that last EVA. So Bob, one last time. And this time, here we'll back him, whoops, let go. We'll back him away from the capsule a little bit. And then what we'll do is we'll turn off our RCS, so I find this entertaining. And then we'll do our EVA science. Again, what he's going to do is spin the wing nut. Yeah, and Bob didn't think this through. Okay, that's enough of that. Thankfully, he can fix himself. So don't ever do that experiment without having an RCS pack, is the moral of that story. Okay, in he goes. Okay, we got all our EVAs off. Now what we're going to do is, I did an EVA in near space before this all started. So now all I need to do is repressurize the capsule. So we're going to run the pressure control. The question is, do I have the nitrogen required to pressurize the capsule? Because when you open the hatch, you depressurize the whole capsule. So that is the question. Where's my nitrogen? There's my nitrogen. So it's, I think we're done. I think we're good. I don't see the nitrogen going down at all. So I think we're all, does it say pressurized? Da-da-da-da. Yeah, I think so. Pressure says 101.0 kilopascals. We still have 2. Okay. So there we go. Lesson learned. When you're in Kerbalism, you're doing EVAs, turn that pressure control off before you do all your EVAs, and everything will be fine. Now, one thing I want to do before I get any further is shuffle some gear around. So, what we'll do here, we got these 2 containers as well. I want to make sure they have parachutes for their re-entry in case, you know, the worst comes to pass. So we'll put our EVA kit over here, put a parachute here. We'll give Bill an EVA kit, or not the EVA kit, the RCS pack, and then we'll give him a parachute. Now they're all set for re-entry. And speaking of re-entry, opening up alarm clock, we're going to be at periapsis in 5 hours and 14 minutes. Let's give ourselves 15 minutes warning before that. That'll be well before we enter the atmosphere. Okay, these folks are on their way home, right? Yep, periapsis 33 kilometers. That should be good. Okay, let's get to Munar 4. Put this off long enough. Oh, a little bounce. So what happened here? Let's open up SCANsat. Let's put this on info. Open up SCANsat, and I can show you what the dealio is here. So here we are. We'll put it on the biome map of the Boon. We'll click here. We should get a little map. There it is. Okay, we don't need the big map now. So what I ended up doing, let's see if we can really zoom in on this. Oh, that's not zooming in. That was moving. There we go. Zoom in. Starting to pixelate, so I definitely... So this is the Munar lowlands, but right this, which is downhill from here, down that way, is the middling craters. And we ended up a little bit off, so I'm thinking, if I can just kind of shuffle this downhill, we got a whole new biome to collect science in. Now, of course, I'll got to do that without damaging equipment. Specifically, if I break off this antenna, we won't be able to transmit anything, and that will end this whole party. I mean, this is, as far as I'm concerned, this thing has completed its mission, so it's a bonus. And yeah, you can tell, of course, I did fall over because I landed on the slope. I should have landed down in here. That's should have been my intent. So when I landed with the landing gear extended, this thing, yeah, see, it's sliding down the hill anyway. Now, should I risk... Oh, no, now it's not. So what I'm thinking, if I turn this thrust like way down, how many ignitions are left here? This could go so wrong in so many different ways. How many ignitions are left on that engine? 6 ignitions, not a lot. But if I give the teeniest amount of thrust, okay, a little more thrust, I'm really surprised we're not moving. It's downhill and everything. Come on, really? There it goes. Okay, just had to overcome friction. And I don't want to accelerate down the hill. But all I got to do is get down far enough to get into these midland craters. Going at 2.5 meters. Oh, now it's 2.6 meters per second. I want to keep this really low. I'd rather not start and stop this engine, so that's why I'm keeping it going. But if I start getting too fast, I'm going to have to turn this off. It's a little toboggan ride. I mean, I suppose I could actually try and take off, but I think this is a lower risk thing, what I'm doing right now. Oh, why are we going sideways? That I'm not so sure about. A little more thrust. We seem to be slowing down. We have stopped. Why did we stop? Oh, this is starting to look less and less promising. What we got? Put lights on. Lights. There we are. Okay, we're starting to move again. I mean, science is science. We can get more science. It's already collected 64 science and transmitted it back. If I can squeeze another 64 out of it, I'd be pretty happy. Everywhere I see boom, I see Drew writing boom in capital letters, and we can absolutely... There could be a boom at any moment. There is no question about it. And if it booms, it booms. I see one of those formations that you can collect samples from. Unfortunately, this thing is not capable of that. Okay, I'm starting to go pretty fast. That was like 4. Wow. I guess the slope has come. It's a little closer to being flat. Yeah, it's definitely flattening out. That's why I need to put more thrust on. I want to try and keep my speed constant. It's around 3.2 meters per second now. I want to try and keep that relatively constant. I don't want it to get too high. Oh, we got to be getting close. Yep, the antenna's right here. Got to protect the antenna. So the antenna is up. When it fell over, it fell with the antenna up, so that is good. Zoom in a little more. I can see the boundary. I don't know how hard and fast this boundary is. You know, with 478, if this thing were upright, I probably could have done a little hop. If this thing were upright to begin with. But I worry that actually trying to go upright right now would actually invite more disaster than... Let's see. So what do people say? Am I gonna make it? I'm almost 4 meters per second. Let's slow down a little bit. I am most certainly pressing my luck. Okay, I can see it looks like I'm about to come over a little bit of a lip. So hopefully this will get a little easier. Oh, but then I got an uphill part. That could be the end of this. Okay, we're starting to accelerate again. Oh, we are so close. If I cross this boundary before this little hill, I think I'm okay. But if that little hill is still in the lowlands, then I think I'm in trouble. Try and go a little more this way. This is stupid. Oh, starting to go pretty fast. We're almost at 5 meters per second. Oh, we're so close! I know, I think it's longer than I think. Klaus is saying in the chat that based on the movement here, he thinks it's further away than I think it is, and I think he's very likely right. But it's worth a try. I mean, this is free science. Like I said, this thing has already performed its mission. As far as I'm concerned. Put on data here. It was never intended to do more than one biome, so we're extending its mission. Oh my gosh, it is so close. I think I might have been better off trying to stand it up, but I'm kind of committed to this path right now. I'm seeing more of these sort of moonstone formations. Slow down. As soon as we, what I'm looking at now is right here. As soon as this thing is collecting data, we are in the Midland craters. I know, I see the ski ramp coming up. Ski ramps aren't good. I'm hoping we'll be there before that ski ramp. Because pushing this thing uphill might be much more of a challenge. Yeah, we don't need no rovers. We don't need no rovers. A little more. Right on the line. These are leveling off a little bit. Lots of fuel. So fuel isn't the problem. Ah! 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 Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! I don't think I'm going to worry about trying to stand this up. I don't think I'm going to worry about anything. So it's collecting all kinds of more science, and it's transmitting that away, and hopefully the solar will hold up for it. Again, I'm going to turn the lights off to conserve what little electricity it has. The seismic scan in particular takes like 14 days to do, so it will be collecting for a while, but to be quite honest, I am perfectly happy. We're leaving this alone. That was very much a success.